अधिपतिः स्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमिषवः
तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नमः इषुभ्यो नमः एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्विष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं भोजं दद्मः।
अथ उपस्थान मंत्र। ॐ उद्वयन्तमसस्परि स्वः पश्यन्त उत्तरं देवं देवत्रा सूर्यमगन्मज्योतिरुत्तमम्। ॐ उरुत्यं जातवेदसं देवं वहन्ति केतवः दृशे विश्वाय सूर्यम्। ॐ चित्रं देवानामुरगादनीकं चक्षुर्मित्रस्य वरुणस्य आग्नेः आप्राध्या वा पृथिवी अन्तरिक्षं सूर्यात्मा जगतस्तस्य स्वाहा। ॐ तक्षक्षुर्देवहितं पुरस्ताच्चुक्रमुच्चरत् पश्येमा शरदः शतं जीवेमा शरदः शतं शृणुयामा शरदः शतं प्रभ्रवामा शरदः शतम् आदीनाः स्यामा शरदः शतं भूयश्च शरदः शतात्। ॐ शन्नो देवी
तया आपो भवन्तु पीतये शयोरभिश्रवन्तु नः।
अथ ब्रह्म गायत्री सावित्री गुरु मंत्र। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ
भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। धियो यो नः
प्रचोदयात्।
धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। समर्पण वाक्यम्। हे ईश्वर दयानिधे भवत्कृपयानेन जपोपासनादि कर्मणा धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाणां सद्यः सिद्धिर्भवेनः। तत् ईश्वर नमस्कुर्यात्। ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च। हे मङ्गलेश शङ्करे मंगल करो हमारा पावन प्रकाश पाए परमार्थ पुण्य द्वारा परिजान पे पिला दो अवतर गारधानी तेरी शरण में आया है भक्त यह भवानी है भक्त यह भवानी। ओम शांति शांति शांति। इति संक्षेपतः सैन्योपासना विधिः समाप्तः। Once again, my humble namaste to everyone. At this time, as we transition to our Havan, I invite our Pandit Deepak Ji to invite our Yajmans to take their asan and our Pradhan, Sri Sohan Singh Ji, to lead us in our opening bhajan.
Yajman, all those who will be sitting for Havan this morning, please come. Oh, hi. Who is that? Bye, Devendra. Oh.
Namaste once again to everyone joining us here in Mandir this morning or joining us online. We say a very special welcome to each and everyone for joining in this our final session of our Ved Yajya in celebrating Diwali, in celebrating our 40th anniversary, and also in observance of Rishi Nirvan. Thank you for joining us, and I do hope that this few moments that we spend together would be beneficial not only to those who are here this morning, but to all joining us this morning. Welcome again. वेद पढ़े जाए और हवन किए जाए, ऐसे परिवार हो ईश्वर कह जाए। वेद पढ़ जाए और हवन किए जाए, ऐसे परिवार हो ईश्वर कह जाए। सत्य रग रग में जिनके रामा है, खुश रहता है उनसे विदाता। प्रेम सीने में जिनके नहीं है, उनको ईश्वर नजर दूर आता। कुछ सुहाता नहीं, सत्संग भाता नहीं, कुछ सुहाता नहीं, सत्संग भरता नहीं। जीवन पशु से बादर बिताए, वेर पर जाए और हवन किए जाए, ऐसे परिवार हो ईश्वर कह जा। कर्मनी की जो कर गए हैं, विश्व में नाम उनका अमर है। कर्मनी की जो कर गई है, विश्व में नाम उनका अमर है। उनके जीवन की ज्योति से आंगन, भूले पति को ने पासी दगरे है। धर्म चोरा नहीं, नियम तोरा नहीं, धर्म चोरा नहीं, नी चोर नहीं, जाते उनके सदा गीत गाए। पेड़ पर जाए और हवन किए जाए, ऐसे परिवार हो ईश्वर कह जाए। पेड़ पर जाए और हवन किए जाए, ऐसे परिवार को ईश्वर कह जाए, ऐसे परिवार को ईश्वर कह जाए।
At this time, I will join all of us in chanting our Sankalpa. If you have your Vedic Aradhana, we are following together on page number 42. Today, according to our Vikram Samvat, our Panchanga is Kartik Shukla Dvitiya Titi. And this Titi began yesterday morning at 10:51 a.m. and will complete at 11:35 a.m. this morning. Om Tat Sat Adhya Sri Brahmano Dvitiye Praharardhe Saptame Vaivasvate Manvantare Ashtavinshaditame Kali Yuge Kali Pratama Charane Vimshatihi Ekashitihi Vikrami Samvat Dhakshinayane Sharadritau Shukla Pakshe Kartika Mase Dvitiya Titau Ravivara Devase Anuradha Nakshatre Vrishchika Lagane Shubha Muhurte America Deshantargate New York Prante Queens Janapade Briarwood Nagare Arya Spiritual Center Arya Samaj Mandiram Sthane Devayajya Karma Karanaya Dayananda Gotrotpanasya Shrimatah Bhavantam Purohitam Vrine. May Paramatma shower Ashwad in the form of goodness, joy, and prosperity in our Yajmanas and all of us connected to this morning's Yajya. Om Satyah Santu Yajyamananam Kamaha. At this time, I invite our Puja Pandit, Deepak Ramanji, to join all of us in this morning's Gayatri Havan. Panditji.
Pandit Ravi, come play. Once again, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you who've joined us here at our spiritual center this morning for our Diwali Yajya, Rishi Nirvana Utsav on 40th anniversary of the establishment of our spiritual center. A very special welcome to all of our listeners and viewers on Facebook and our live stream on YouTube. As we begin Gayatri Havan this morning, let us all come together. Let's bring our minds, focus. Let us create a nice, pleasant feeling in our minds and say, thank you, Lord, we are alive and well this morning. We are sitting in a place of worship. We are here to express our gratitude and thanks to you for all the blessings you've showered in our lives. Om Atta Achman Mantra. Sipping water. Om Amrito Pastaranamasi Swaha. Om Amrita Pidhanamase Swaha. Om Satyam Yasha Shri Ramai Shri Hashrayatam Swaha. Athanga Sparsha Mantra, touching the various organs and limbs of the body and praying for their health and to use them in a very noble way. Oh, Om Vangma Sestu Om Nasorme Pranostu ॐ अक्ष्णोर्मे चक्षुरस्तु, ॐ कर्णयोर्मे श्रोत्रमस्तु, ॐ बाह्वोर्मे बलमस्तु, ॐ उर्वोर्म ओजो अस्तु, ॐ अरिष्टानि मेऽङ्गानि तनुस्तन्वा मे सह सन्तु। अत्तेश्वर स्तुति प्रार्थनोपासना mantra. Let us all join our sweet voices in chanting the Ishwara Stuti, in praising Almighty God, eulogizing Almighty God, and in expressing our gratitude and thankfulness for life and all the blessings we experience. ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर् दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव ॐ हिरण्यगर्भः समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिरेक आसीत् सदाधार पृथिवीं व्यामुते मां कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ य आत्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवाः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ यः प्राणतो
निमिषतो महित्वैक इद्राचा जगतो बभूव य ईशे अस्य द्विपदश्चतुष्पदः
कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृधा येन स्वः सवितं येन नाकः
यो अन्तरिक्षीरजसो विमानः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम ॐ प्रजापति न त्वरितान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयं स्याम पतयोरयिणाम् ॐ स नो बन्धुर्जनिता स विधाता धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्व यत्र देवा अमृतमानशानास्त्रितीये धामन्नदैर्यन्त ॐ अग्नेनय सुपथाराय यस्मान् विश्वानि देववयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूविष्टान्ते नम उक्तिं विधेम
अथ अग्न्याधान mantra. Let us all stand to kindle the sacrificial fire. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वर्गौरिव भूम्ना
पृथिवीव वरिम्ना
तस्यास्ते पृथिवी देवयजनि पृष्ठेऽग्निमन्नादमन्नाध्यायादधे. Pavanadana, fanning gently this sacrificial fire. Om Udbudhya Swagne Pratijagrehi Tvamishta Purte Samsrijethamayam Cha अस्मिन् सधस्ते अद्युत्तरस्मिन् विश्वे देवा यजमानश्च सीदत. Taking our seats, Atha Samidhadana Mantra, offering 3 pieces of Samidha in the fire. Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedastene
Yasvardhasva Chidavardhaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchasi Nanadina Samedhaya Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama Om Samidhagnim Duvasyata Gritair Bodhayatatitim Asmin Havyajohotana Om Samidhaya Shochishe Gritam Tivram Johotana Agnaye Jatavedase Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama Om Tantva Samit Virangiro Dvitina Vardhayamasi Vrihatschochaya Vishtya Swaha Idamagne Angirase
Idanna Mama Atha Panchakrit Ahuti Mantra Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nityasva Vardhasva Chedha Vardhaya
Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchasi Nanadina Samidhaya Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Nityasva Vardhasva Cheda Vardhaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchasi Nanadina Samedhaya Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jata Vedaste Yasva Vardhasva Cheda Vardhaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchasi Nanadina Samedhaya Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jatavedaste Yasva Vardhasva Cheda Vardhaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchase Nanadina Samedhaya Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama Om Ayanta Idma Atma Jatavedaste Yasva Vardhasva Cheda Vardhaya Chasman Prajaya Pashubhir Brahma Varchasi Nanadina Samedhaya Swaha Idamagne Jatavedase Idanna Mama
Atha Jal Sinchana Mantra Om Aditenu Manyasva Om Anumatenu Manyasva Om Saraswatyanu Manyasva
ॐ देवा सवितः प्रसुवयजं प्रसुवयज्ञपतिं भगाय दिव्यो गन्धर्वः कीर्तपुः कीर्तन्नः पुनातु वाचस्पतिर्वाचन्नः स्वरतु.
Dear friends, devotees, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, at this point we begin the chanting of Gayatri Mantra for 108 times, making 108 offerings. Gayatri is synonymous with Diwali. Diwali is the festival of lights. Diwali is the mantra of enlightenment, where we seek and pray, O Lord, illumine and enlighten our minds, our intellect, and our emotions. In the first segment, Pandit Ravi will lead us for 36.
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. The final four, I'll ask for the Charma. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा.
Beautiful chanting, beautiful vibrations. And as we move into the second segment now, can we invite a new set of Yajman? And please come as quickly as you can. All those who would like to get the blessings of offering in the second segment, 36 offerings, please come as quickly as you can. हे दयालु परमात्मन, आप अपनी असीम कृपा से हमारी सदा रक्षा करते हैं। आप ही हमारे जीवन आधार हैं। अपने सेवकों के दुखों को दूर करके उनको सुख देने वाले हैं। आप सर्वत्र सुप्रतिष्ठित और सुप्रसिद्ध है। आप सर्वोत्तम शुद्ध पवित्र और ज्ञान स्वरूप है। आपसे ही यह सारा जगत उत्पन्न हुआ है। आप ही सकल शुभ गुणों की खान है। आपका हम प्रतिदिन ध्यान करें और आप हमें विवेकशीलता, धारणावती मेधा, सद्बुद्धि प्रदान करे। दर्शनी, Srimati Darshini, Purohit Darshini would be leading in the second segment in the chanting. I will help you. Mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, let us all join in the chanting. It's important that we chant when Gayatri comes through our lips and our hearts. It becomes very powerful. So join your hearts, join your voices, and let's chant for another 36 offerings with Gayatri Mantra.
Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurбhuvah Swaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा.
We have come to the end of the second segment, and we ask the Yajman to change now, and we'll have the last segment. And those who have not yet come to take the blessings of chanting Gayatri, you're invited to come up now as quickly as you can and sit and make offerings. Thank you so much. O अनेक बार बोल प्रेम के प्रयोगी ओम अनेक बार बोल प्रेम के योगी ओम ओम प्रात शाम जो जपे विसार का ॐ ॐ प्रातशाम जो जपे विसर्गं तो बने विवेक धाम तो बने विवेक धाम मुक्ति क्यों न होगी ओम अनेक भरपूर प्रेम के प्रयोग. Friends, we begin the chanting of the last segment of Gayatri Mantra on this very special occasion of Deepaawalee, of our 40th anniversary of Arya Spiritual Center and of Rishi Nirvana Utsav. This segment will be led by Pandit Neeraj Ram Samuj.
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् Swaha.
We have now completed 108 offerings with the chanting of Gayatri Mantra. Beautiful chanting this morning. And now we'll do some special mantras on the occasion of our 40th anniversary of our spiritual center, the establishment, Diwali, and also Rishi Nirvan Utsav. To begin with, we will do the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. As we do this mantra, we pray that all around the world, people who are in difficult situations, people who are in very challenging circumstances, from our own membership, those who are ill or ailing, and those in the circle of our family and friends and colleagues who are not doing well, we reach out in our thoughts and prayers to them and say, may they get release and relief from their current circumstances. Please join me in Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiya Mamritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiya Mamritat Swaha. Om Trambakam Yajamahe
Sugandhim
Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiya Mamritat
Swaha.
And as we remember Maharshi Swami Dayananda Saraswati today, this is the mantra from which he took the motto of the Arya Samaj, and we will chant this mantra now. Om Indram Vardhantu Apturaha Krinvanto Vishwamaryam Apagnanto Aravnaha Swaha. O members of Arya Samaj, O members of our spiritual center, O human beings, propagate divine qualities in yourself and be an exemplar in this world. Make the world noble by your own example. Live in this world by fostering good qualities and removing miseries and helping others to strive towards nobility. We chant the mantras of the Sangathan Sukta. These are the mantras Swami Dayananda pointed to us to stay together, to work together, to work in cooperation with each other in families, in our mandir, in our society, and to make progress towards reaching the goals of human existence. Om Sam Samidhyavase Vrishannagne Vishwanyarya Ilaspade Samidhyase Sano Vasunyabhara Swaha. Om
Gacchadhvam samvadadhvam samvo manansi janatam deva bhagam yatha purve samjanana upasate swaha.
Om Samano Mantra Samiti Samani Samanam Mantra Manah Sahachittamesham Samanam Mantra Abhimantrayevah Samane Navo Havisha Johomi Swaham.
Om samani va akuti samana hridayani va
Samanamastu vo mano yatha vah susahasati Swaha. And now we will complete the Yajya. Srishtakrita Ahuti mantra, offering of Mohan Bhog. Om Yadasya Karmanotyarirecham Yadva Nyunamihakaram Agnishtat Sishtakrit Vidyat Sadvam Shrishtam Sautam Karotu Me Agnaye Sishtakrite Sautahuti Sarva Prayas Chittahuti Nam Kamanam Samardhayitre Sarvanah Kamant Samardhaya Swaha.
Iramagnaye swishtakrite idannamama.
One offering of ghee. Om
Swaha idam prajapatay idannamama.
May we all stand for the final three offerings. Purnahuti mantra. Om Sarvam ve Purnam
Swaha. Om sarvam vay purnam swaha. Om sarvam vay purnam
Swaha. Hastatap, taking the vibrations from this sacred fire, touching our faces lightly.
Om Tanupagnesya Tanvam me pahi. Om Ayurda Agnesya me dehi. Om Varchoda Agnesya Varcho me dehi. Om Agneyan me Tanva Unam Tanma Aprena. Om Medha me Devah Savita Adadhatu. Om Medha me Devi Saraswati Adadhatu. Om Medha me Ashwinav Devavadhattam Pushkarasrajau.
Om Vakchama Apyayatam. Om Pranaschama Apyayatam. Om Chakshushchama Apyayatam. Om Shrotram Chama Apyayatam. Om Yashobalam Chama Apyayatam. May we take our seats and we'll have the bhajan, Yajya Prarthana Geet.
पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए. छोड़ देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए. वेद की गाय रचाए सत्य को धारण करे. हर्ष में हो मन सारे शोक सागर से तरे. अश्वमेधाधिक रचाए यज्ञ पर उपकार को. धर्म मर्यादा चलाकर लाभ दे संसार को. हाथ जोड़ झुकाए मस्तक. हाथ जोड़ झुकाए मस्तक. वंदना हम कर रहे. नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे. प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे. प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे. ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः. सर्वे सन्तु निरामया. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु. मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हे ईश सब सुखी हो. कोई न हो दुखारी. सब हो निरोग भगवन धन धान्य के भंडारे सब भद्र भाव देखे सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो दुखिया न कोई होवे सृष्टि निपान धारे हे ईश सब सुखी हो ओम शांति 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 ओम. And now we pass over to the Sabhapati for today, Srimati Purohita Darshini ji.
Namaste, everyone. I would like to welcome you to our final day of celebrations for Diwali, our 40th anniversary, and Rishi Nirvan Divas. To open this morning's program, I'm going to invite Purohit Geeta Ramanji and Panita Devi Laknathji to do the reading of the 10 principles. If you have your Vedic Aradhana and if you have your Atma Geet, they're both in there and you can follow along with us.
Namaste, everyone. So it's about a year ago we started doing these 10 principles. And we pray that as we do these 10 principles, rather than just saying them, we are internalizing them and practicing them in our daily lives. This was what Swami Dayananda wanted for us. So, Arya Samaj ke 10 niyam. सब प्रथम नियम सब सत्य विद्या और जो पदार्थ विद्या से जाने जाते हैं उन सब का आदि मूल परमेश्वर है.
First principle, God is the primary cause of all spiritual and physical sciences and of everything known through their means.
द्वितीय नियम, second principle, ईश्वर सच्चिद आनंद स्वरूप निराकार सर्वशक्तिमान न्यायकारी दयालु अजन्मा अनंत निर्विकार अनादि अनुपम सर्वधार सर्वेश्वर सर्वव्यापक सर्वांतरयामी अजर अमर अभय नित्य पवित्र और सृष्टिकर्ता है. उसी की उपासना करने योग्य है.
Second principle, God is existent, intelligent, and blissful. He is formless, omnipotent, just, kind, unborn, endless, unchangeable, beginningless, unequaled, the support of all, the Lord of all, omnipresent, immanent, unaging, immortal, fearless, eternal, holy, and the creator of the universe. He alone should be communed with.
तृतीय नियम, वेद सब सत्य विद्याओं का पुस्तक है. वेद का पढ़ना पढ़ाना सुनना सुनाना सब आर्यों का परम धर्म है.
Third principle, Ved is the scripture of all through knowledge. Reading, teaching, hearing, and reciting Ved is the first duty of all Aryans.
चतुर्थ नियम, सत्य का ग्रहण करने और असत्य को छोड़ने में सर्वदा उद्यत रहना चाहिए.
Fourth principle, one should always be prepared to accept truth and reject falsehood.
पंचम नियम, सब काम धर्मानुसार अर्थात सत्य और असत्य को विचार करके करने चाहिए.
Fifth principle, all work should be done in keeping with righteousness, that is, after due reflection over right and wrong.
षष्ठम नियम, संस्कार का उपकार करना इस समाज का मुख्य उद्देश्य है, अर्थात शारीरिक, आत्मिक और सामाजिक उन्नति करना.
Sixth principle, to do good to the whole world is the main object of this Samaj. That is to improve the physical, spiritual, and social states of human experience.
सप्तम नियम सबसे प्रीति पूर्वक धर्मानुसार यथा योग्य भरना चाहिए.
Seventh principle, one should have dealings with all in accordance with love, law, and propriety.
अष्टम नियम अविद्या का नाश और विद्या के वृद्धि करनी चाहिए.
One should always promote knowledge and dispel ignorance.
नवम नियम प्रत्येक को अपनी ही उन्नति में संतुष्ट न रहना चाहिए, किंतु सबकी उन्नति में अपनी उन्नति समझनी चाहिए.
Ninth principle, no one should remain content with his or her own prosperity. Individual prosperity should be considered in the prosperity of all.
दशम नियम सब मनुष्यों का सामाजिक सर्वहितकारी नियम पालने में परतंत्र रहना चाहिए और प्रत्येक हितकारी नियम में सब स्वतंत्र रहे.
10th principle, everyone should be bound in following altruistic social rules. However, in the matters relating to personal welfare, let all be free. Thus spake Rishi Dayanand Saraswati, I have not come to preach any new dogma or religion, nor to establish a new order, nor to be proclaimed a new Messiah or pontiff. I have only brought before you, my people, the light of Vedic wisdom, which has been hidden during the centuries of India's thraldom. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Srimati Geeta Ramanji and Panita Devi Laknaji for sharing the 10 principles of the Arya Samaj. And as Auntie Geeta said, we're not just reading this every Sunday, we're reading it with the purpose of internalizing it and living according to the rules of Dharma. And Auntie Geeta, I think you read that very beautifully. I know you've been practicing for a while. You did a very good job. I would now like to invite Bhai Deepak Shankar Singh Ji to give us a bhajan, and he will be accompanied by the flute and tabla. And I will put Shri Sagar Rajpal Ji on notice for the next item.
Namaste. जगाने जगत को जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए जिलाने मृतक को दयानंद आए दयानंद आए दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए हुए अस्ततम में विमल वेद वेद्या गिरी हर तरफ नास निकाये अवेद्या हुए अस्ततम में विमल वेद वेद्या गिरी हर तरफ नास निकाये अवेद्या लिए वेदकार दयानंद आए जगाने जगत
को दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए साहे कष्ट लगे ना दिया सुख जगत को दिया सत्य ज्योति मिटाए असत्य को साहे कष्ट लगे ना दिया सुख जगत को दिया सत्य ज्योति मिटाए असत्य को नाये प्राण दे सर्व दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए मिले जब प्रभु से जले दीपमाला स्वयं दीप लिए जल किया जग उजाला मिले जब प्रभु से जले दीपमाला स्वयं दीप लिए जल किया जग उजाला पिया खुद सहारने सुधा सिंधु आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए जिलाने मृतक को दयानंद आए जिलाने मृतक को दयानंद आए दयानंद आए दयानंद आए जगाने जगत को दयानंद आए दयानंद आए दयानंद आए
Thank you, Bhai Deepak. No, I saw everyone looking for the bhajan in their Atmageet. It's not there, right? But it will be in a new book. As we've been announcing, Pandit Ravi ji will be launching a new bhajan book, and this bhajan will be in it. And we'll be doing that on November 16th here at Arya Spiritual Center at 7 p.m. You'll hear more about it in the announcements. So, come join us for that and purchase the book, and you'll be able to sing along with Deepak next time. At this time, I would like to invite Sri Sagar Rajpalji. He's the chairman of trustees, and he will give us a message on the 40th anniversary of the Arya Spiritual Center.
Thank you very much, Purohit Darshini. And namaste, everyone. Let me take this opportunity on behalf of the Arya Spiritual Center to welcome all of you who are here today, all of you who are online. This event, the 4 sessions have been a tremendous success. And it takes an entire army, a village, as some people may say, to accomplish what we have accomplished here. And every one of our events, as you know, we had Veda in the Park recently in the land. And every year we normally hold a 3-session or a 4-session Yajna. For the first time in many, many, many years, on Diwali night, we were very reluctant to hold a full service. This year we did, and I'm so happy we did because you stepped up and you came in and you made this a really grand success. Give yourselves a big hand for all of this. Arya Spiritual Center has come a long way, and I prepared this is a really a summary, and it's 3 pages. I don't know. I don't think I should be doing this today. It's long. When you have 40 years of an organization, it's a lot of things. A lot of things has happened over the years, from the beginning to the end. What happens in between, and it's not, if we had to do that, we had to have a special session just to talk about all the things from beginning to end. So I'm just going to talk about a little, just to, get some summaries, some accomplishments, and just talk a little more about the beginning, because a lot of us forget at the beginning what we did and and some of the people who were here at the beginning. The Arya Spiritual Center has evolved as an institution serving the local and global community. The Samaj has developed to become an integral quilt in the cultural tapestry of the Indian diaspora. Successful institutions such as the ASC has a common bond. That is their ability to evolve regardless of the impediments, adversity during their history, plus strong leadership, both spiritual and administrative, and with the support of our members and well-wishers. Maharishi Swami Dayanand founded the Arya Samaj in 1875, and through this institution, inspired millions of souls worldwide to continue in the path of our heritage, such as Sanatan Vedic Dharma. Missionaries such as Professor Bharshkanan and Pandit Ushar Bodh were sent from India to the West Indies and the Caribbean to educate and inspire followers of this tradition and heritage. Similarly, our parents brought that same heritage and culture to North America. Pandit Ramlal, a priest, a missionary, and teacher of Vedic Satya Sanatan Dharma, migrated from Guyana to the United States in 1979 and established the Arya Spiritual Center in 1984. And folks, I just have to remind you, it was formed at the home in Queens of Pandit Ramlalji. That's where the Arya Spiritual Center was formed. A lot of us, I know Pandit Ramlal came before, and he was affiliated with other organizations before the Arya Spiritual Center. He left for various reasons, and if you want to know what they are, read his biography. He will tell you why he had to leave. And he shared a lot of details with me what happened originally in the Bronx and why he had to do what he had to do. But you know something? I'm glad it happened, because we wouldn't have Arya Spiritual Center, right? So, first let me pay homage to the founder, Pandit Ramlalji. He was born in Guyana in 1928, studied Hindi in India between 1974 and 1976, and completed his BA in psychology from New Rochelle College in New York. He is the author of many publications and tracts. Panditji made heroic sacrifices in the fight of freedom during the British rule in Guyana. He is well known as a missionary, ambassador, and statesman for the Arya Samaj and Hindu community by traveling and giving lectures and discourses all over the world, including with other interfaith organizations. He has received many awards, one of which is the Bharat Gaurav Award from India in 2004. The Samaj began its mission with Panditji's vision to serve the community by continuing with Swami Dayanand's mission, making the universe noble, improving the physical, spiritual, and social conditions of mankind. Between 1984 and 1986, the Samaj was officially formed at the home of Panditji. Hawan and satsang services and celebrations of Hindu festivals were conducted and held at family homes. The Samaj had been very fortunate to be associated with some of the most notable and distinguished individuals of our community. In addition to Pandit Ramlal, the following individuals provided leadership and guidance to the Samaj at the inception: by S.S. Chandra, Dr. Indar Prasad, by Bharat Bisham, by Kenneth Prasad, who are all now deceased. I'm sorry about Pandit. She was not there in the beginning of this March, all right? We were most grateful to them for their significant contribution in molding the Samaj in its formative years. Between 1987 and 1990, Pandit Ramlal donated his basement in Briarwood, Queens, for the use of holding Sunday services and conducting Samaj business. To find a suitable home for a growing congregation, the Samaj was offered a building by Mayor Koch for $1. But the executive did not like the location. In hindsight, we should have taken that property. It was right off the Van Wyck by Rockaway Boulevard. Today, that property would have been, very ideal location, but we didn't take it. In 1987, Dr. Satish, a Sanskrit scholar and missionary, joined the Arya Spiritual Center. He started the Arya Virdal and training classes on Saturday nights and also directed the annual Virdal camps. Panditji left and founded the Maharishi Dayanand Gurukul. In 1989, Dr. Rafiuddin Ramsamuj and Panita Bharati Ramsamuj migrated to the US and joined the Arya Spiritual Center. But at Rafiuddinji, Sangeetacharya started music classes at the center and was responsible for all musical activities in the Samaj. In 1989, the Samaj bought a property located on 101 Avenue. Many of you may not, or maybe some of you may remember, on 135th Street, we bought a property there in Richmond Hill, but decided within a year it was not suitable for the growing membership and sold it. During that year, a Virdal camp was held at that location. The proceeds were used in 1990 to purchase the land we currently own on 133rd Street between Liberty and 107, which is now, by the way, Pandit Ramlal's Way. Don't forget that. It's now Pandit Ramlal's Way. To celebrate the graduation of our students from the Hindi and music classes, the Samaj launched Bal Devas. The students were able to make their presentation on stage with parents and members in the audience. After one of the graduation ceremonies, the Samaj decided to have the students march around the Mandir neighborhood. They were stunning in their cultural dress over several blocks, to the visible amazement of the onlookers. The youths were greeted with the utmost courtesy and friendliness. This was the born of the Pagwa and Diwali parades. That was the first parade. It was right in Briarwood, where the children actually marched around from Ramlal's home around the neighborhood. It was the first. That's when we decided to go to Richmond Hill right after that to start the parades. As the membership grew, the Samaj decided to purchase the property located here at the Mandir, currently the facility that houses most of our religious, educational, cultural, and social programs. There were a lot of people who really worked very hard to bring this into fruition, this Mandir. And one of those individuals is here today, and I have to pay homage to him. Bhai Baljit, are you here? Oh, here you are. Bhai Baljit was one of those people who were here and who really helped. I mean, look, myself, Bhai Baljit, Pandit Satish, and Pandit Ramlal would meet almost every night for months. We tried to get a mortgage because we didn't have enough money to purchase this building. It was 400,000 and change. I think we were short maybe by 200 and something thousand. We decided to ask members to lend the Samaj money. And we had a group of people, and I have those lists of names of people who actually lent the Samaj and how much they lent. And they lent the Samaj, whether it was 5,000, whether it was 10,000. Some people actually lent 10, 20,000. And you're talking about those days. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. And I have to tell you, the Samaj purchased this property. The Samaj was able to turn around and generate funds to pay everyone back. Everyone. So the Samaj was debt-free for many, many, many years. In this light, I would like to also pay homage and thanks to Pandit Deepak Ramanji, who joined the Samaj, Pandit Bharat Singh, Pandit Prakash Prasad, Pandit Bharat Basesar, and all those other Pandits who were there in those earlier years, who helped build the Samaj and built all the things that we are experiencing today. Just a little summary of our accomplishments. I talked a little about how we had yajnas at members' home. Over the years, we had many scholars who visit and share their knowledge with our members. Most recently, we launched Vedas in the Park. This has enabled us to reach a wider audience in the community. In 2020, we organized our streaming capability to keep connected with our members during the COVID lockdown. Streaming through social media has enabled the Samaj to connect to a global audience. When we purchased the land, the outdoor Multi-Kun Hawan was organized and launched by the Arya Spiritual Center. Now, another milestone I need to talk about is the lockdown. You know, many organizations did not survive the lockdown. I have to tell you, and we struggled. For many years, we tried to get the audience to come back into Mandir. People don't want to come back because, you know, they felt very comfortable at home. But I think we can say today we have passed that milestone. We've passed that. We have crossed that impediment and that challenge. Because when I see the audience now that comes in here every week, even on a normal week, we have 30 to 50 people here on a Sunday morning. So I think we've made that turn. But the one thing that we have done that I didn't realize that would help us is the streaming. We have now become a global organization. We connect with members throughout the globe. People tell us from Guyana, from Trinidad, from Suriname, from India, from all over. They watch our programs every Sunday morning. This has helped the Samaj, the visibility of the Samaj, the image of the Samaj as it's being portrayed in the global community, in the Arya Samaj community. And we want to, and here again, there are a number of individuals involved in that. The one person I want to thank who really worked to make that happen was by Aviroji. He really worked to implement that initially and to make that going. Educational activities. The Samaj launched a Pandita training program. This has resulted in the graduation of a number of Purohits who are now serving the Samaj. The Arya Spiritual Center pioneered the teaching of Hindi, Sanskrit, and music since in the early 80s. Organized multi-Kun yajnas, started the Bhagwan Diwali parades, conduct workshops and seminars on the Vedas, and started the annual youth camps. To celebrate the graduation of our students from the Hindi class, we did launch Bal Divas. I did speak a little about that before. Previously, we had established a seminary to provide training to our priests. This had resulted in the Samaj having on staff a number of trained priests who can perform Vedic ceremonies and offer research and aim-oriented discourses on the Vedas and other scriptures. In this vein, the Arya Spiritual Center launched the Sanskar Vidi workshops in November 1994, which was focused primarily to educate and train Vedic priests in sacraments and rituals. The workshop was well attended by priests from all over North America. Cultural. Celebrating all of the major Hindu festivals, Bhagwan, Diwali, etc., the Samaj over the years have introduced and launched a number of programs which served as a standard for the community. Some of these programs are the cultural plays such as Ram Leela, Krishna Leela, Vishwamitra, and Tulsi Das, sponsored by the Samaj. These were all done, by the way, in the center of the community at Richmond Hill High School. No one knew Richmond Hill High School until we start launching our programs from that venue. That's where we had all of our fundraising activities. One of our fundraising activities was so huge, the police had to blockade the streets in Richmond Hill because we had a variety of guests and artists coming from various venues coming there. We had to shut the doors because the school said we couldn't accommodate all the people who were trying to come in. I mean, those were the early days of the Arya Spiritual Center. We co-sponsored to bring Bablan Kanchan. Many of you may not know this. We actually co-sponsored to bring Bablan Kanchan in a concert, and they were here, in the early days for fundraising aspects. And who can forget the commercial-free TV program, Pandit Prakash? You were one of the primary presenters in that commercial-free TV station. We were the first Samaj to present a commercial-free TV program on Saturday morning. Before Jyoti Satsang, Arya Spiritual Center did that. We had that. The Samaj is really, we cannot stand alone. We are affiliated with a number of community organizations, and I shouldn't mention their name. APSA, UASF, PPNY, Ramayana in the Park, Navratri in the Park, and many FOHM, EMA, and many other organizations. We do not stand alone. We operate in as a Samaj, but we also have a bigger audience. We do that. So look, there's a lot more I can talk about, but I'm not to because we have a long program. So I'm going to close by saying I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our pandits, our panditas, our purohits, and the brothers and sisters who selflessly served over the years and are currently serving on the various administrative committees for their commitment to Samaj in achieving its goals. Going forward, we are planning a transition to a new facility to be located at our land, which will house all our spiritual, educational, and cultural activities. This should have been on its way by now, but we had a hiccup, COVID. It took a while for us to really recover from COVID, and hopefully we can move forward now with making plans for our transition to our new facility. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of the members and others for their support over the years, and trust we can count on your continued support in achieving our goals. Finally, our eternal gratitude to the late Panaramlalji for his vision in starting the Arya Spiritual Center to continue the propagation of Satya, Sanatan, Vedic Dharma. Thank you and namaste. By the way, if you do not have this, and if you really want to know the history of Indians in Guyana and Panaramlalji and his development here in the United States, get a copy of this book, My Pilgrimage from Jail to Glory.
Thank you, Bhai Sagar. It's very important to hear the history of the Arya Spiritual Center because for our youths and for me, and for any other members who have not been with you from the inception, we don't know that history and we don't know how the Arya Spiritual Center came about. So it's nice when he tells those stories about the birth of the Arya Spiritual Center. I will now like to invite Bahin Sandhya Prasadji to render us a bhajan. She has a beautiful voice. I'm sure you've heard her sing before, and she is going to deliver a bhajan this morning.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for that nice introduction. I hope I can live up to it. I just want to wish you all a happy Diwali and hope that this new year is prosperous and wealthy for everyone. हे अन धन की महारानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी तुझे घर घर पूजे प्राणी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी हे अन धन की महारानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी तुझे घर घर पूजे प्राणी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी मंदिर तिहारा छम छम करे लाखों दियों की ज्योति जरे मंदिर तिहारा छम छम करे लाखों दियों की ज्योति जरे भक्तों का मामलदार भरे हाथों से धन की भड़का करे तेरे हम पे भी हो मेहरबानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी हे अन धन की महारानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी मांगते माँ सोना कहाँ हम मांगते माँ चांदी कहाँ हम मांगते माँ सोना कहाँ हम मांगते माँ चांदी कहाँ हम तो फकत इतना मांगते भूखा न कोई सोए यहाँ सबकी रखना निजरानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी हे अन धन की महारानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी तुझे घर घर पूजे प्राणी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी हे अन धन की महारानी हो जय लक्ष्मी रानी
Thank you, Behin Sandhi, and thank you everyone for giving her such a big round of applause. She visits us here and there, so if we maybe cheer her on, she'll visit us every Sunday. Up next, we have our Viranganas who will be giving us a presentation. I have Virangana Jessica Sanichar and Virangana Ariella Singh. Jessica is a middle schooler, and Ariella, like myself, is a New York City Department of Education teacher. And we've been enjoying quite some days off. We've had 3 days off, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Diwali, Friday for Diwali. So we would like to thank everyone who lobbied for us to get this holiday. This is the first time ever that we've had Diwali in the public schools. So I would like to, and because we had Diwali as a day off, it has become so much more apparent that we have this holiday. So many more teachers are saying Happy Diwali to the kids. They did Diwali celebrations in school. I've had teachers text me on my day off, Happy Diwali. What are you doing for Diwali? What is Sid doing for Diwali? So it has brought a lot of recognition to our festivals, having this day off, and it's all because of your efforts. And I believe Auntie Boj, who might be downstairs, I believe she went to Albany to lobby for this. So we thank you very much for doing this for us. So we have now Jessica and Ariella to do their presentations.
Namaste. Tamsuma Jyotirgamaya. Lead us, O Lord, from darkness to light. This is an inspiring message of Diwali and also the lesson of sparkling diya. This festival of Diwali brings joy to millions of hearts all over the world. Baho Yeah. Baho Bajan, Havan, and firecrackers all find a place in Diwali celebration. Let us embrace the festival of light and make our hearts glad and bright. Let us pray homage and Rishi Dayand, who passed away Diwali night.
All right, namaste. I have some facts about Deepavali. All right, one, Deepavali comes from the Sanskrit compound Deepa and Vali, which means a garland or row of lights. Two, the origin of this celebration is very, very old and cannot be traced. Some scholars and researchers believe that it may have started as an annual celebration marking the discovery of fire and its application in the Agnihotra of fire, in the Agnihotra by the earliest human beings on earth. With the passage of time, it has gathered other significance along the way. 3. Deepavali is also known as the Vedic Thanksgiving festival, in which grains from the autumn harvest would be offered in the Yajna fire as a symbol of gratitude for a bounteous harvest. 4. The celebration of Deepavali falls on the darkest night of the year in the Western Hemisphere. 5. Deepavali is always celebrated on the new moon of the Hindu month of Kartik, which corresponds to October or November in the Western calendar. 6. Deepavali is also associated with the return of Lord Rama to his kingdom in Ayodhya after 14 years of exile and after defeating the unrighteous king Ravana. 7. Traditionally in Bharat or India, Deepavali is a celebration that lasts for 5 days, each day having a different significance. 8. On October 30th, 1883, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, the founder of the Arya Samaj, passed away in Ajmer, Bharat. This event is observed as Rishi Nirvan Utsav by the members of the Arya Samaj worldwide. And lastly, 9. President Obama was the first U.S. president to celebrate Deepavali at the White House in 2009. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. And thank you to Pandit Deepak Ramanji for preparing the materials for Jessica to present. He has been preparing materials for all of our youths for their youth presentation. I would now like to invite Pitaji Sohan Singh Ji to do the announcements. And after that, we will go into our pravachan for this morning.
Namaste, everybody. Before I do the announcements, and I'll try to be brief in the essence of time, I would like to express as the Pradhan of this our spiritual center this Mandir, my personal thanks to each and every one of you for making this 4 sessions Yajya such a success. To all of you who have helped in some way, my personal thank you in doing so. Let's make this Diwali that springboard for us to continue in the same manner as we go forward in this new Hindu, well, we can say Hindu year, but let's make sure that we continue in this same manner, giving a little of our time, a giving of little, in whatever way we can, to make our mandir, to make this organization move forward as it has done in the past 40 years. So briefly, every Sunday we meet here at 9 a.m. for Sandhya and Havan. If you or a loved one would like to participate in any anniversary, observing your anniversary, birthday, etc., please join us. Feel free to join us. Reach out to any one of us. And we begin here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Every Thursday evening at 8 p.m., Pandit Deepak Ramanji leads in a Zoom session. And the discussion is various topics, very appropriate, very inspirational topics. So every Thursday evening at 8 p.m., please let's join Pandit Deepak ji in a Zoom session. The ID and the password remains the same for every session. And Pandit Deepak Ji is here today, so please have a word with him and see how you can make some time to join. We do have an active Mahila group in our mandir, and for every satsang, for every yajna, they are very integral in doing the preparation, making preparations. So again, we encourage, if you'd like to be a part of our Mahila group, please contact Pandita Nirvaniji, she's here today, to see in whatever way you can participate in the Mahila group. We have a lot of youths today, right, Pandit Raviji? We have some youths today. Pandit Raviji and a lot of us, have noticed that there are lack of youths in our Samaj, and for whatever reasons. I know, and our executive still to discuss, but I know Yajya Devindraji is leading an effort to get our youths more involved. So what I'd like to ask every parent who has a child or your children, please, if you can reach out to Bhai Devindraji, he's taken on so much, but this is very important, and he's leading this charge. So please talk to him, talk to any one of us to get our children involved. A few weeks ago there was a meeting here, and that was one of the topic, the involvement of children, and I gave it some thought. There's cause and there's effect, and the effect is that children are not coming. What's the cause? I think the answer to that is in us parents. What's the cause of our children not coming to mandir? Over 40 years, this mandir has been in existence, and it's done mainly through donations. So again, we remind and we ask to give towards the expenses of this mandir. We do accept donations via cash, PayPal, check, and of course, Zelle. It's done to our spiritual center spelled with CNTRE. At this time also, for our celebration, we are accepting, our yearly Thanksgiving donations. So there are envelopes at the back. We still have a chance today, and even going forward, if you'd like to make a donation again to our annual Deepaawalee Thanksgiving drive. We've heard for the past 3 nights, and before that, come November the 16th, we'll be having launching of Vedic Bhajanawali. I had a chance to preview it, and for the past few nights, we were saying Pandit Raviji has been working on this book for the past few years. But I noticed another name that we have not mentioned, Pandita Bharati Ji. So it's a joint effort between Pandit Raviji and Pandita Bharati Ji in having this book compiled for us to enjoy. Also, we've talked about the launching, but also do remember we're coming on the 16th at 7 p.m. to enjoy an evening of bhajan renditions. So it's like a little concert, book launching. So I do look forward to seeing everyone November the 16th at 7 p.m. here for the launching of Vedic Bhajanawali. As part of our 40th anniversary, the executive has decided on giving each family a little token of appreciation. So today, before you leave, each family, we have a little gift for you. We hope you make use of that very nice gift. I'd also like to thank Bahin Devika Ji, Bahin Devika, our Vice President, who spearheaded this whole task of getting this gift, and of course, putting it in a nice little bag for you. So thank you, Bahin Devika Ji, and make sure it's one per family. We would have liked to give our 2025 calendar today. Unfortunately, the gentleman who's printing it for us, there was an issue with his printing machine, and that's the reason why the calendar is not ready today. But please be assured, if you come back next Sunday morning and join us here, you'll be getting your calendar. Again, thank you for joining us, and I do look forward to your support for the next year. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you. And now Siddharth would like to introduce his guru, Pandit Deepak Ramanji, to do the pravachan. And this pravachan is very, very special, not only because Pandit Deepak is doing it, but because it's a it's a collaboration between Pandit Deepak and Pandita Nirvani Prasadji. Together they will be doing today's pravachan.
Namaste. Panitas, Pandits, Mataji, Pitaji, Bahayo, Beheno. My humble namaste. And Pandit Deepak ji, thank you for this opportunity. If you can please join with me in this mantra. It's one from the Swasti Vachanam. Ask you to please sit up and join with me. Om Swasti Pantha Manucharema Surya Chandramasa Viva Punaridatak Datak Janata Sangame Mahi. And this mantra is from the Rig Veda, and it says, may we accept our responsibilities and duties just as the sun and the moon unswervingly revolve in their orbits. May we associate with those who are learned, pious, charitable, and nonviolent. We come into this physical world with a prescribed end goal. And to meet that goal, we are assigned responsibilities. And this mantra is a reminder of our role in accepting and carrying out these responsibilities. When each person or each entity responds to their responsibilities as prescribed, then the universe works in harmony. Do you agree? Thank you. But how do we know our responsibilities? No? So there's another mantra in the Rig Veda, and it goes like this. Abhikshapaha samagmata marjayantiri saspatim prashtagrabh natavajjinaha prashtagrabh natavajjinaha. And this mantra says, the intellectual faculties of the soul, together in concentration, move toward the fountain of all actions to fulfill the purpose of that soul and move closer to the omnipotent Lord. We gravitate towards the action that fulfill the cravings of our souls. And this is how we know our responsibilities. And as we are concluding this Yajya, and this was partly commemorating Rishi Divas Nirvan, we take some time to reflect on the responsibilities that Swami Dayanand undertook. At age 22, Swami Dayanand Saraswati started his quest for knowledge. And once on that path, he employed determination and perseverance to overcome the many obstacles. And this trend started very early in his journey. Shortly after he left home, he met Swami Chidanand,
and he asked to be ordained sannyasi. And Swami Chidanand, he refused. He said to the then Shuddha Chaitanand, that was Swami Dayanand's name before, he became Swami Dayanand. He went through a number of name changes as he evolved during the course of his life. He said, no, I can't assign you the title of sannyasi because you're not mature enough. And as you know, when you're, given that status of sannyasi, it allows you to be relieved of your worldly responsibilities so that you can pursue spiritual knowledge. And I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago when that Swami from India was here, and he talked a little bit about this system in India. But Shuddha Chaitanand, he didn't give up. Swami Dayanand, he didn't give up. And he approached another Swami, Swami Purnanand Saraswati. And again, when he approached Swami Purnanand said to him, no, I don't think you're ready. But after a little bit of persuasion, he gave in and he conferred the name on him, Dayanand Saraswati. Swami Dayanand searched far and wide for sources of knowledge. This was what his soul craved. And, during the course of his search for knowledge, he wanted to find out about the practical applications of yoga. He had studied with the yogis in Abu, and he wasn't satisfied with what he learned. So he heard about these Mahatmas in the Himalayas, and he said, that's where I want to go. But the trek to the Himalayas, it was a dangerous one. There were lots of animals and the terrain was rough, food was scarce, but he's like, I'm going. And this is what, and his determination was because this is what his soul craved. His soul craved knowledge. And he made every effort, he made every sacrifice he could to seek that knowledge. Now, before Swami Dayanand started on this path, was he aware that he was meant to change the world? Or was he just thrust into this role? Whatever the answer is, I don't know. I don't know if you know that answer. But once he began on that path, he spared no pains to fulfill that quest, to quench that thirst for knowledge. And then he transferred whatever he learned to help improve the quality of life for India. Now, do you think that this is an example of accepted responsibilities, just as the moon and the sun unswervingly revolve in their orbits? I think it is. What do you, or what do I gravitate towards that fills that craving of my soul? A few weeks ago, Pandita Devi, she mentioned that October was designated the month of volunteering. And I know of someone that volunteers at the pantry, and she does this every Tuesday of every week. She travels to this place. It's not close to her home. She travels there. She takes inventory. She prepares packages of food to distribute to families in need. And these people are depending on the subsidy to help feed their families. She even scheduled her work, her job, around making this trip once a week. And this is in no way on the scale of what Swami Dayanand did, but it does align with these two mantras, at least I think it does. You know your responsibilities because you're willing to make sacrifices to fulfill these duties. And whatever you gravitate towards will make a change, regardless of how small you think it is. It will make a change. So we all are not Swami Dayanand, but in our little way, we can fulfill these two mantras. Thank you and namaste.
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. Respected pundits, president and officers of our spiritual center, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, for the past 4 sessions, we have had a wealth of information. On Diwali night, Pandit Prakash gave a wonderful pravachan. Pandit Bharat followed up on Friday with a very powerful message about light and darkness. Yesterday, you heard Pandit Ravi also explaining the various aspects of Diwali. Today, as we conclude this Yajya, I have a small presentation. I may have to abbreviate it a little bit in the interest of time. It's a little different. Diwali is known as a harvest festival. So let me ask you to stand for 1 minute. Please stand, stretch your legs. And let us chant this mantra. Om, the Bhojan mantra. Om Annapate Anasyano Dehyanamivasya Shushmana Prapradataram Tarisha Urjanno Dehi Dvipade Chatushpade. Okay, thank you. You could sit now. It's time for food. Exactly right. It's time for food, and that's the thought in my message this morning. Anna, or food. You heard Sandhya singing that song this morning. Hey, Anna Dhanna Ki Maharani. Anna means food. It also means grain. So Anna carries with it our culture of food. Our culture of food was largely grains and roots and tubers, etc. Next. So in that mantra of the Yajurveda, we say, O Lord, may we partake of this meal by thy grace. Help me here now. May we use only those foods that are... Next. Next. And next. And may this food give us vigor and vitality to help us perform our duties and overcome the challenges we face in life. Food helps us to overcome because it gives us the energy to work, to play, to think. So that's the purpose of food. Bless those who produce, procure, and prepare. When eating, we remember the farmer who plants this food, the mother who prepares this food. We remember all of the people involved in the food chain that reaches your table and your plate. Okay, let's go on. I want to highlight this morning just a few things about food. These are shlokas from the Manusmriti. Pujaye dasham nityam adhyaychanam utsayan drishtva hrishet prasidetcha prati nandetcha sarvaha pujitam yashanam nityam balamurjam cha yachati apurjitam tu tad bhuktam ubhayam nashedidam anarogyam manayushyam asvargyam chati bhujanam apunyam loka vidrishyam tasmatat parivarjayet. Next. What does it say? This is important. Food should always be cherished and treated with utmost reverence. Eating should be like worshiping. We should treat food with reverence. The sight of food should delight one's mind and fill it with joy. Well, we have no problem with that, right? When we see food, we are very happy. Food should always be respected whatever the situation. Food thus honored gives strength and energy. Food eaten irreverently reduces both strength and energy. Overeating is unhealthy, the shloka says. It shortens one's life. It is an obstacle to radiant health, and it prevents one from achieving higher levels of happiness. These are some very, very important guidelines for the consumption of food, for eating food. And so we should take very profoundly take note of this. Let's go on. A few quick points here that we draw from our tradition about food. We should always eat with a grateful attitude and a thankful heart. Food should always be treated with reverence and respect. No throwing of food, no kicking, or sometimes you see children, not innocently, they see food on the ground and they just kick it away. Parents should be able to tell their children how to deal with that. And no stepping on food, no speaking ill of food. It didn't taste good, this and that and the other and so on. We shouldn't do that. Always eat in a joyful way. Enjoy your food. If you are angry, sad, or depressed, don't eat. Wait, delay. Because your stomach is not ready for food. You haven't triggered the necessary digestive juices and so on when you are angry, sad, and depressed. Wait for a while. If you eat then, you will get upset stomach. Respect for food and whatever is on your plate, we see it as going to become our bodies. For example, an apple eaten will become the cells that make up your heart and your brain and your eyes, etc. Therefore, my food is me, and I treat it with love and respect as I treat myself. What is on your plate makes up you. What is on your plate goes to make up your heart cells, your brain cells, your organs of your body. What's on your plate? And what you put on your plate makes you. Food provides us with strength and energy. Therefore, I want to eat foods that are alive. And full of radiant and vital energy. Packaged, canned, dead, preserved, processed, and frozen food do not have as much vigor and health as fresh, alive, whole foods, which are referred to as sattvic bhojan. Let's go. Food sense. Overeating is a very unhealthy and unwholesome practice. I should not say much more about that. I think we all know the results of overeating. Accept your food as prasad in some traditions, they refer to food as prasad. They call the food prasad, as it is ceremonially offered and it is then consecrated. So it is prasad. We think prasad is only that little bit of sweet that you get. Food should be accepted as a prasad. It's important to share our food with the less fortunate, especially those who depend on us for food. Your pets, animals which cannot find food sometimes. It's always good to share your food. In fact, there is a little mantra in the Ved from which I took this. Keval adi keval agho bhavati. He who eats self by himself without thinking of the others and others is eating. The mantra is very harsh. It says agho. Agho means something very unpleasant. He eats sin. This is why in our tradition, one of the first things we do when guests come to the house, we offer water, a drink, and food. There's an old Sanskrit proverb that says, it's a Hindi one in Hindi, Jaisa an, Vaisa man. As is your food, so is your mind. In other words, food affects emotions. Food affects mood. So you want to eat food that improves, delights, heightens your good emotions and your thoughts and disposition in general. Let's move on. Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 17:8 talks about sattvic food. Sattvic foods are dear to those who are seeking to purify themselves. Such foods increase the duration of life, purify one's body and mind, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Sattvic foods are juicy, nourishing, wholesome, and pleasing to the mind. I wouldn't comment much on that. Let's move on. Food wastage. This is a very, very serious problem. According to the UN Food Program, 20% of food produced in the world is wasted, is lost. 20%. So if we produce 100 pounds of food in the world, 20 pounds is wasted in various ways. A lot of food is wasted in the world, while we have a lot of hungry people as well. According to the US Department of Agriculture, 30 to 40% of the food in the US ends up in the bin. Children in school know how much of the meals that they get is left and is not eaten and goes in the bin. Darshini, where's Darshini? Is that true? Right. It can be used a second time. It goes in the garbage. So in the US, 133 billion pounds of food is trashed per year. You know how much food is that? 133 billion pounds. And the cost of that food is $161 billion. Wastage of food. The average person throws out 219 pounds of food every year. So if your house has 3 people, 4, let's say 5 people, you are throwing out from your house 5 times 5 2s are 10, 5 is that? About 1,095 pounds of food. A kilo, how you call that? A ton, a metric ton. 1 metric ton of food per year if you have 5 people in your house. Friends, we have got to pay attention. I've been looking at this in my own home, and I say, we have got to do something about this. Why are we dumping so much food? Food that has been cooked. Energy went into making it. Ingredients went into making it. Time went into making it, and then we dump it. We must teach our children to take enough food that they could eat and then have a second portion if needed. Don't take a big, huge amount and then you can't eat it out. Very important. Worldwide, a lot of food is wasted, and we have 828 million people. This is a UN report. 828 million people who do not have enough food. All over the world. Some children go to bed hungry. And sometimes we have to contrast that with how much food we waste. Okay, let's move on. You're almost to the, this is interesting information as well. According to the CDC in America, 40.3% of adults in the US are obese. And it is connected with food, how we use food, and what we use as food as well. Obesity is on the rise. Based on a survey of data from 2021 to 2023, and 22.2% of adolescents, children aged 12 to 19, we're seeing a lot of obesity in the younger generation now. Obesity, and there's a note here that comes with this, obesity increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, and some cancers. Okay? There was an article in the Washington Post, December 18, 2020. And that said about 74% of adults in the US, that's huge. You wouldn't find that in the developing countries at all. You wouldn't find that in China or Japan. 74% of adults in the US are overweight, and 40% are obese. These are all things connected with food. The way we use food, the type of food we eat, how we eat, when we eat. Night eating, it is said, what you know about night eating? Eating late in the night. You can't sleep. Well, yeah. It tends to produce more weight because you may eat and go to bed and the food is not properly digested. And that creates issues. Brothers and sisters, this is my short presentation. It's a little different, but I thought I'll be different because you heard all about Diwali, you heard all about Samidana. I want to end with this. It is not only what we eat that we have to monitor well. We also have to monitor what is eating us. Let me say that again. It is not only what we eat that is so important to health. It is what is eating us that perhaps is even more important. And there is a shloka from, I think it's Chanakya Niti, which says, Chinta Chitta Dvayor Madhye. That's the first part of it. That what is the difference between a pyre, that pyre that you make to burn in Trinidad and Guyana, that wooden pyre, what's the difference between that and worries? Chinta, worries, stress, tension. A contrast is made between that. What's the difference between a pyre and worries? And the author says, there's little difference. The fire burns you when you're dead, but the worries burns you, tension, stress burn you while you are alive. Sounds interesting? May sound even funny? It's very, very true. So we have got to look at what we eat, and then we've also got to look at what is eating us. So, friends, I would like to thank you for listening to me carefully, so carefully, after a very, very long session today. I was thinking twice whether I should give this talk, but I thought you might still benefit from it. It was a long session today, and I hope you did benefit and you were able to concentrate and benefit from this. Thank you so much. Namaste, and all the best.
Thank you, Panita Nirvani Prasadji and Panit Deepak Ramanji. So today they spoke to us about cravings. Panita Nirvani talked about the cravings of your soul. Go for what your soul craves. And Panit Deepak talked about the complete opposite. Don't indulge too much when you're eating. But I think that's the general topic, cravings. At this time, we are going to bring our satsang to a close. I would like to thank our late Dharmacharya Pandit Ramlalji for his vision and his mission for establishing the Arya Spiritual Center, and to the executive members who put this program together, this long 4-day Yajya. We would like to thank you. To all of those who joined us in person and online for the 4 nights, we appreciate your presence, and we look forward to seeing you again on Sunday morning and for our book launching event on November 16th. We'd also like to say special thanks to our Pandits for sharing their knowledge. Pandit Prakash Ji presented on Thursday, Pandit Bharat Ji on Friday, Pandit Raj Ji on Saturday, and Pandit Deepak Ji today. I was wondering who Pandit Raj is. I was like, I don't know that, but I'll say it because that's what I... Pandit Ravi, I'm so sorry. You're the Raja because you're launching this book. To Pandit Ravi, who presented last night, and to Pandit Deepak. Oh, okay, they couldn't recognize him, I see. And to all of our Panditas and Purohits, thank you. Let's not forget our musicians who created a wonderful ambiance with their musical sensations for all of the nights. And our programming committee, our production team, Mataji Boj for coordinating the kitchen as usual. And to all of those who assisted in cleaning, our mandir looks great for this Yajya. We sincerely thank you. And finally, we could not have done this without our sponsors. On Thursday night, we had Bhin Chail and her family. On Friday, we had Bhai Vasudeva and family. Saturday, Bhai Roy and family. And today we have Bhai Aditya and family. They sponsored our event. I hope I got those names right. Again, thank you to everyone for contributing and for making this Yajya a success. We do appreciate everything that you've done for us. And again, we look forward to seeing you on Sunday and to having a mandir that is this filled on our next satsang on Sunday morning. I invite you all to now stand for our arti, and this is going to be led by Pandit Niraj Ramsimajji.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. Bhakt Jano ke sankat, Bhakt Jano ke sankat, Kshana mein dur kare. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख विन से मन का स्वामी दुख विन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा। ओ स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। अथ शांति पाठः। ओम द्यौ शांति अंतरिक्षं शांतिः पृथिवी शांतिराप शांतिरोषधय शांति वनस्पत्यः शांतिर्विश्वे देवा शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वं शांति शांतिरेव शांति सामा शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। प्रेम से बोलो ओमकार भगवान की, प्रेम से बोलो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र की, प्रेम से बोलो योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की, प्रेम से बोलो महर्षि स्वामी दयानंद की। आर्य समाज, आर्य समाज, वेद की ज्योति, ओम का झंडा, वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की, वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की, वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की। We'll recite Bhojan mantra one last time. Can't hurt to do it a second time. Om anapate anasya no dehi yanamivasya shushminaha प्रप्रदातारं तारिष ऊर्जन्नो देहि द्विपदे चतुष्पदे। ओम शांति शांति शांति। नमस्ते।